Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you've seen this face before, if not, hi, welcome. And if you are coming back, hey, it's nice to see you again. I've been watching Foodie Beauty. Well, I've been watching reactions to Foodie Beauty for a very long time. I am very familiar with Girl World. That's gonna be difficult for me to say. And we all know recently that Foodie Beauty went to Thailand and they put out a series of travel vlogs, and what really frustrated me is Thailand's such a beautiful country. I had the opportunity to visit it when I was younger. I lived in Korea for 11 years and my family was in the position where we could travel, and we often went to Thailand or the Southeast Asia. I've been to Indonesia, Malaysia, Singapore. It's a very beautiful place in the world, and I feel like Foodie really didn't put it into she really did not put any magic or any soul or any emotion. It very much felt like we were just there. And what I really enjoy in a travel vlog is if I can get transported into a creator's storylines and things like that. So I'm gonna take the last travel vlog they did in Bangkok. I would have done it sooner, but I am a university student. I had exams, I had a lot on my plate. I could not do this any sooner, and it was 2 weeks ago, according to me just looking up on it here. It's going to be a bit of a mess. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take the last travel vlog that they put out about content that they actually filmed in Thailand. I'm not going to even bother with their flight back to Kuwait, because I looked at it. It literally was 70% B-roll footage and 20% bitching about the plane and everything, and it just wasn't worth it. So I'm going to take their last travel vlog in Thailand, where they were on Khao San Road. I might be pronouncing that wrong. That's my only one thing, is like I don't know how to read. I know how to read. I don't know how to like read out loud and pronounce things. But basically I'm going to take that vlog where it was flooded and things like that. I am going to edit it in full. I'm going to go through my process. This is going to be in chunks because I'm filming this part after I did all the editing, so it might look a little choppy. And then the end, under the conditions of fair use, I am going to put my re-edited travel vlog as if I was Foodie Beauty's editor. So here's the timestamp of the re-edited vlog under fair use, because from my understanding of fair use policy, I am transforming your content enough where it falls under fair use. If you want to go through the process of how I use DaVinci Resolve, because I'm learning how to use that to edit for myself, I prefer a lot more than iMovie, which is what I used in the past. And if you want to go through my thought process on the music and things like that, stick around. If not, here's the timestamp. I'll also bookmark it in YouTube, in the YouTube thing, so that if you just want to click around, have fun, feel free. Right, so what I started by doing is I downloaded her video, I uploaded it to DaVinci Resolve, and then what I did is I did a rough cut. I cut every time that she spoke, and I cut every time that she put in that there was a cut. So I had clips of her speaking, or Salah speaking, and then I had every single shot that she took and smushed together into the 17-minute vlog. It did not need to be 17 minutes. There was so much useless content that basically I lost interest. And I've got a pretty good attention span. Maybe not in class, but I've got a pretty good attention span. I like watching things. I've basically forced myself through boring books and boring movies because I want to figure out what the story is being told. I think what Foodie's missing in all of her travel content throughout Thailand is there was no story being told. She could have taken the simple approach of, yes, it's day by day. Yes, I'm not going through a spiritual journey, or not like trying to take in this culture in terms of a journey or anything like that, or like, as you know what I'm trying to say. But she could have literally gone day by day and just tried to convey what she was feeling throughout the day. But it was very weird that in Thailand we didn't have a lot of interaction with the local culture. We didn't have a lot of interest in the local culture, which I think was one of the major things that really upset me as someone who loves playing tourist. I'm literally like discovering the Netherlands myself and just playing tourist the whole way around. Like I play tourist back home, I play tourist wherever I live, because it's so fascinating to learn how the people live, how the history, like what the history of a country is. And I think Foodie really shot herself in the foot with this one. I don't know if they intended to be in Thailand for a month and a half or 6 weeks or whatever it ended up being, but she could have realized once, like in the whole process, that maybe she should interest herself a tiny bit in other things than food. And if she wanted to approach Thailand through the aspect of food and understanding the culture around food, because she claims to be a foodie, which I really don't think she is, I think she just likes fast food, then that I have no problem with that. My issue genuinely comes from she had the opportunity of a lifetime. It's just unfortunate. I really wish that she had taken the cultural aspect, even if it was the food, the local areas and things like that. I don't like how she bashed like Buddhism and things like that, because every religion comes with an understanding that other religions are equal. Every religion kind of has the same overarching morals. That's a whole different debate I'm not going to go into. It's a shame that she just didn't explore a story, is what I'm trying to say. I've been rambling around it, but I'm just trying to really express how I feel about it. Full disclosure, this video might seem choppy, there might be random tangents throughout, because that's how my mind works. I get lost in the sauce very often with where my thoughts are going. It's just me and the camera. I'm working with no script here. I'm just trying to go through my thought process on how this video is being edited, and my opinions on why Foodie isn't as successful as she thinks that she should be, because Foodie has the potential. It's just she doesn't know how to capitalize on it. So what I did, cut the b-roll, cut all the content that she had, and I just deleted the parts that felt inappropriate for the vlog. So like there was a part where she was chasing around a pigeon. I cut it out just because it added nothing. I moved things around based on what she was saying. I was trying to make the b-roll look a bit more interesting, maybe a bit more snappy. I picked a different choice of music than what she picked. I don't know where she's getting her music, but I think it's my major issue with her and her travel vlogs is the music is not inspiring. It doesn't invoke any emotions from me. It doesn't convey anything. I'll go a bit deeper into my music choices, but basically I wanted to build up, and I wanted the music to convey something. Even if 2 people in the audience got the idea, I didn't want to just put the same music the same music that she's been sticking. If you hear it in the edits, I couldn't basically undo the music from her voiceovers. I tried. I couldn't figure out how to do it with DaVinci Resolve. So if you hear her music as you watch the final edits, that is why, but I tried to mask it with the music I picked. So I did my rough chop. I kept the voiceover that I liked. I also took out the voiceovers that I thought were useless, and then what I did is I started trimming down all the b-roll, just to keep it so that the viewer isn't watching the same 40-second long clip, because here is a picture of basically my rough chop. All the long chunks, like 95% of the time, it's her with no voiceover. It's just b-roll. So the final project length on my end was 9 minutes 44. It could have been a nice sweet sub 10-minute vlog, and that includes an intro, the clip, music, and time for an outro where they could have put title cards. Oh yeah, I made them an intro. so they didn't have to take a still frame or a picture and just put text over it. I made them on Canva for free, a whole intro. But let's stick to the footage. So I did my cuts, I smushed all the things together, I played around with where the audio was going, where the voiceovers were going, what image was going with what. I think I did a pretty good job. It's not great. I'm still learning how to edit for myself and make good, interesting videos. But I would have liked to use more of their footage if there was more interesting footage to look at. But I genuinely don't think they knew what they were filming. I think they were just filming and then Foodie just stuck all the B-roll together and hardly edited anything. It's like, it's relatively simple. It's not like, there's nothing about this vlog that made me seem like that, well, that gave me the impression that she put a lot of thought into editing, which I don't understand, because like she had such a backlog and then she was so panicked about editing. It's like literally a laptop. DaVinci Resolve is free. All you need is a Windows or a Mac, or I think Linux as well. All you need to do is watch a couple videos on how to get around the basics. I'm not doing anything fancy. What I'm doing is I'm basically cutting the clips, putting it in multiple tracks so that I can edit everything properly, downloading music and putting that in different tracks and playing with the sound volumes and noise levels and things like that. It's like, it's not that difficult. So, and she has the time and the resources to learn. That's the thing. I just don't think she's interested in anything but making money and having the attention on herself. But you need to put the effort in. This isn't my job, this isn't my income, I'm doing this for fun. It's Foodie's income. It's Foodie's job. And she's putting in, she doesn't have a good upload schedule. On her main channel, she's pumping out content willy-nilly. Like, who knows when she's going live, who knows when the next video is coming out. She could do a video a day and lean into the brainless kind of no effort content. But her demographic, the people that she's targeting with her content, isn't into that type of content, at least like not in long form. She could do shorts, but she doesn't have the creative effort to make shorts interesting, to pump out 3-4 shorts a day. She can put in the cooking, like her cooking videos are fine, but she doesn't know how to cook. And she doesn't have the charm like Cooking with K's Kitchen. We know who I'm trying to talk about, right? K's Cooking with K's cooking. The English lady who is a bit of a disaster in the kitchen. She doesn't have that charm. She doesn't have that charisma. She doesn't have that ability to play with the camera. She lacks a lot of things that would retain an audience to watch a full video. Because like, yeah, like I'll admit, I'll watch the full video, but I'm clicking through every so often because I'm so bored. I can't watch, like, the only one that I watched all the way through was the one where she made the chicken, because it was fucking hilarious, because she clearly did not know what she was doing. She could lean into that and do, I think, relatively well. But she's just so insincere, and I don't know, like, she doesn't seem like she's telling the truth. There's nothing that makes me want to stick around. Whereas, like, the travel vlogs, they have potential. And they could still try and do things in Kuwait or things like that, or they can, I don't know, because I don't know if she has a clear identity for a couple's channel, because the clearest identity it had was travel content as a couple in Thailand. But like, even if you look before that in her Kuwait content, it was kind of like, let's visit this thing, but not really, because I can't do this type of thing. And I think there is a clear reflection of not knowing how to edit her videos effectively, how to tell a story effectively in terms of the editing, the music choices, things like that, because she doesn't know who she is as a creator, as an individual on this platform. Whereas Foodie set herself in mukbangs and in being a mess, that she's trapped herself where she can't re-identify herself because she's basically scorned a lot of people. She's lashed out one too many times, to the point where I think her best bet is just making a new channel and abandoning the Foodie Beauty brand and just allowing herself to be who she really wants to be, with, yes, a smaller audience, but maybe a more loyal audience who will watch her videos all the way through. I think the only way she can save her Foodie Beauty channel is be honest, be genuine, and issue an apology to everyone, and not cuss out everyone the next time someone says something bad about her. Because she's constantly raging and cussing everyone out. Even if she were to put in all the effort into her content, like how I'm re-editing her video to make it seem more fun for people who are discovering the couple's channel without knowing the individuals. If she put in the effort, yes, some people might stick around because effort is rewarded, but she suffers from her personality and not knowing who she really is and where she wants to take this channel now that she doesn't have the biggest tool to her growth. Mukbangs, money, and mess. Free M's. She doesn't have them. She's endless. Well, she still has some mukbangs, but not to the same, not to the same charm that her previous ones had. The next step I decided is, in the shoes of Foodie Beauty's editor, I went to Canva and I made them an intro card. I took 4 random clips from their vlog. I tried to get 4 clips where they're all of them together, but it's like they don't think when they're filming, they're just filming. There's no intent or purpose of the clips of them together. There's no chemistry on camera, there's no cute moments, there's no thing to pull them in. So I was like, okay, I can't get 4. Let's get 2 of them together, post them in the corners, and then 1 of each of them. I don't know if Salah likes being on camera, and that's fine. He doesn't have to be on camera. He could be playing the shtick off of her while filming her. He could be her cameraman, but I think he likes the attention. And it's this weird juxtaposition of, I don't know if he likes being on camera or if he feels forced to because she wants to be on camera and they need to present like this idea of being a happy couple, which I think we all kind of know isn't the case. But it was this weird thing where I couldn't find a good clip in all 17 minutes of everything where he looked happy to be there, where he looked like I could just grab a clip where he wasn't like eye fucking himself in the camera. I couldn't find a single one. If I was her editor, I would have been pissed. But I'm not her editor. So I'm allowing myself to laugh at the whole thing, because how can you make content and not think about it? I understand if it's a live stream, because you don't really need to think if you're Foodie Beauty, because you can just riff off what your chat is saying. Or if you're gaming, well, if you're gaming, that's the thing, because you still need to be a personality. It might be because he's unfamiliar with English and it's his second language and he still struggles with it. It might be because maybe he just doesn't like being on camera, but he wants the attention, so he's finding an internal thing. I don't know. In 17 minutes, you didn't have a single flattering shot of yourself? I think that speaks volume. And let's be honest, Foodie isn't like, it's not easy for Foodie to have a flattering shot of herself either. Like, we will talk briefly about how she looks, but she's not traditionally attractive. Yes, she has features that, if she lost the weight, would be considered maybe attractive, but she doesn't put herself in positions in her current situation physically where she can constantly be perfect on camera. I still had to select a strategic clip of her where she looked happy to be there, she didn't look like she was in pain, nor did she look like she was dying. Yeah, so I made a clip of them for an intro, and I'm quite happy with it. It's not horrible, but it's not, I'm not 100% happy with it. I just was working with the material that I got. But if I was her editor, I would have probably been like, send me the raw footage, like send me everything you got and I will make it for you. That's probably what I would do. Next thing I did is I picked the music. I picked 3 tracks. I wanted to pick the first clip of happy, upbeat travel music. I did this by using, sorry, I'm looking at my laptop because I can't remember thing, a website called TuneTank, where I'm allowed to download free soundtracks per month for free. I started looking at Epidemic Sounds first, and then I realized I didn't have a subscription. I'm not going to put money into my YouTube channel first. That's why I'm using Canva for free, TuneTank for free for a couple clips that I also would probably use myself if I were to ever do travel or like vloggy content. The YouTube audio library is also good. There's a bunch of like YouTube channels that do free, royalty-free music with credits. That's the one thing also that Foodie should be doing, is at least crediting where her sound is coming from, because it might be royalty free, but you always need to credit the artist in like 90% of the cases. The first music I picked, I liked it because it was upbeat. It gave a great introduction to the whole, to just arriving to the road. It was allowed to be fun, it was allowed to be jovial. We were upbeat, we were getting in the mood, we were allowed to dance a little. That music, basically, I wanted it to set the tone of, hey, it's a travel vlog, we're having fun, it's light, it's bouncy, it's carefree. Because I got the idea that they just kind of googled like popular thing to do in Bangkok, and they found Khao San Road. Nothing wrong with that, but let's keep it bouncy, let's keep people interactive, so like even if they're not even watching it, they can still listen and understand the tone. So for the second song, so they were talking about how the streets were flooding, how they're going barefoot, which like if you really look at the video, no one else is really going barefoot. They're kind of going in like flip-flops or like slides, but okay, they're having fun. They could do this, like they could have done some whimsical music. Instead they chose some like lo-fi music or something weird like that. I've got nothing against lo-fi, I studied to lo-fi, but I wanted it to be whimsical because Foodie actually says like, oh, I've never experienced something like this before. But the music choice that she made was quite flat, and I didn't have the impression of something new, something exciting, something like once in a lifetime. I picked this music because it's like, it's raining, there's water, it's something new. I wanted to convey this whimsiness, this intrigue. My idea was like, you know that music when someone's like kind of stepping into something new, or they're discovering like the world in a new like perspective, and sometimes you have like that spinning like 360 shot, and you always have like this whimsical inspirational music. That was my inspiration throughout this whole portion, and it actually conveys like a storyline of, we were excited for this adventure, but oh my god, new experience, like unexpected, new world, new perspective. It doesn't take 2 brain cells, but it's easy when both your brain cells are fighting for third place to not connect the dots like that. I was like conscious of the choices I made like throughout this whole thing of trying to tell a storyline. Once the B-roll starts being less about the floods and the rain and things like that, and you've more energy and more lifestyle, I immediately went into a more high energy music. There's very little transition between the two because I kept wanting to tell a storyline with the music, because they made no clear distinction of, we noticed the floods, like we noticed there was less water here, people started coming back because the water drained away. They made no verbal distinction, so I wanted the music to convey that choice. The clips they started showing towards the end of their 17 minutes was people like the street, the nightlife, the people coming back, I ended up taking out the whole chunk about her listening to, like, standing outside of a live music bar place listening to Pink Floyd. I don't know if that was before the night street, whatever. But basically the audio was so bad you couldn't even hear what the person was saying. It's like, yeah, great, you heard that, but we couldn't hear a single thing because the reverb or whatever, like the sound quality was so bad that it made it, like, I literally went skip. Like, I clicked off of that part because I couldn't put myself through it. I listened to everything with headphones and it sounded so bad. Like, it's, you can really tell that she only edits on mobile, where there's like limited sound quality, like there's sound quality limitations and you can't do as much as on a laptop. The thing is, Salah has a laptop. How else would he be playing games? But that is questionable because apparently he's stealing content from other people now, which is a whole other thing that I'm not going to get into. But this isn't stealing, this is fair use, where what he did is try to play it off as his own. I am not saying in any case that this is my content. I am re-editing her content in what would make a better travel vlog, in my personal opinion. But anyways, I'm all over the place. This is just how my mind works. Basically, for a third music, it's a lot of b-roll. It's very long walks and stretch of b-rolls. It's nothing interesting. They make no commentary about the nightlife. At one point that she says, oh, I wish I saved space for cheesy snacks. No one cares. She could have been like, oh, I really regret not waiting to eat. She could have made some, like a smarter comment of, there was so much yummy food, show the food in the stands. I really regret going to the Indian restaurants because I would have loved to try all these yummy foods and experience the culture. She could have done it from that perspective and been like, I made mistakes while traveling. That would have been more interesting than just going, oh, I wish I saved space for the cheesy snacks. Oh, I really wish I saved space for the cheesy snacks. No one fucking cares. I don't care about your fucking cheesy snacks. I care about the food in the night market. Just say, I really regret going to the Indian restaurant now because we missed out on the opportunity to have all these delicious looking street foods and snacks, and for next time I'll remember to save, like, to not have dinner early, to have the opportunity to have these snacks. Like, she could have done something smarter with that, and it annoyed me. It annoyed me to no end, because she tries to make it like cheese is Foodie's identity. Let's be clear here, she loves cheese, and yeah, she could play into that aspect a lot more and she could be fun with it, but she doesn't know how to. I have issues with her content, as you can tell. I've been on it for about an hour. I'm going delirious just thinking about how this video made me feel at the time when I was first watching it, when I was cutting it down, when I was re-editing it. But basically, the music, I was on about the music and I keep getting distracted by her content. The music, I just want it to be energetic at the end, so even if you're still listening and weren't watching, because I have YouTube on in the background and kind of like a podcast to my life, kind of, if someone was watching, and there's nothing wrong with travel content with a lot of b-roll, that's not what I'm saying, but if someone was watching but maybe had to step away and still had it on in like earphones or something, they would still be able to tell the energy and the tone shift just from the music alone. I don't think Foodie made this choice. I think she stuck to the lo-fi the whole way throughout, or she switched to some weird like Tetris-ish music towards the end. But when she switched to the music, it didn't make a lot of sense in my my opinion from a storytelling perspective. So I'm currently editing this, and I seem to have lost a little portion of my video. I can't find it in my raw footage, and if I'm being honest, I recorded like 2 hours of raw footage. I don't want to comb through that again, but basically I lost a like tiny 10-15 second clip of me introducing the video to you guys. I'm going to be back for an outro after the video, but if you stuck around for me and my impromptu foodie rants, explaining my process and all the antics I get through in the whole process, because I'm aware that this is quite a long video at this point. Thank you so much. I hope you do enjoy the re-edit, and I will see you all for the outro. Enjoy!
Hello guys, welcome back to another Bangkok vlog. We finally decided to check out Khao San Road. From where we started in this video, it was only about a 15 minutes walk there.
We were reluctant to check out the famous street because it has a reputation of being Bangkok's red light district and party area, and we are just not into that. But we also heard that there are many vendors and shops and that it is worth checking out at least once. Some of the architecture along the way was just so cool. Look at this awesome building, the colors and the dragons, amazing. On our way, we came across this stunning Buddhist temple. Forgive me if I can't pronounce it correctly, but it's called Wat Chana Songkram Ratchawarama Havibang. I know I butchered that, I'm so sorry. And here is where Khao San Road starts. It's a very short street at only 1,345 feet long. This street is very famous among backpackers and tourists. We came across this halal Indian food restaurant and decided to check it out. The stairs were narrow and awkward, but overall we made it up.
And finally the food arrived. Didn't take that long actually. We chose to share a palak paneer and butter chicken with naan and saffron rice. It was quite delicious.
We saw this poster at our table for homemade kulfi. Kulfi is a traditional Indian ice cream dessert. We've never had it before, so we decided to try the pista or pistachio kulfi. It is very sweet and creamy with hints of pistachio and cardamom. So delicious.
Really good?
Yeah, so good. It started to rain pretty hard during dinner. I decided to go check out the situation outside.
And I decided to stay in and order some Indian chai and some ras malai, which is a paneer dessert and fresh milk. It is delicious.
The weather was worse than I thought. The whole street was completely flooded. Despite the rain, there were people walking around barefoot and carrying their shoes. Because of the flood, getting a taxi would be nearly impossible, so we decided to make the best of the moment and do what others were doing and take off our shoes and give the rain a try.
I sat on a small chair and took my Skechers off. The restaurant gave us plastic bags so we could carry them around. I was nervous but excited to try something new. The water was cool but refreshing, and the street was slippery under the water. Luckily, there wasn't too much trash on the ground. It was actually an enjoyable experience for us. It wasn't very busy, which we liked since we don't love crowds. At some point, we stopped and put our shoes back on. We walked the whole length of the street. It was full of vendors selling food and clothes, massage parlors, cannabis shops, and a lot more.
Goodbye, guys!
So that was my edits of Foodie Beauty's, Salad Chantal's last proper travel vlog in Thailand. If you've watched the original and you've watched my re-edit, please let me know what you like, what you dislike about my edits. If you think I missed out on anything major from her original video, anything else that you want to comment on. Feedback is always appreciated. I'm still learning. It's a learning curve, it's a process. It's me trying to get better at what I do in my free time, so that one day I can make good videos if I ever have the opportunity to present travel vlogs to all of y'all. If you dislike this video, please let me know why. Feedback is always appreciated. Please just don't be a dick. That's how I approach things in life. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I will be doing some more girl world related videos, but I might be doing them more in a neuroscience perspective. There have been some topics that both Foodie and Amberlynn Reid have presented to us in terms of their brain chemistry, both on a mental health perspective and just general observations they have in life, that I can comment on because my background is in neuroscience, and I would love to do some more videos sharing my passion with all of y'all. So I will be doing some more girl world content. I will be doing some personal content about my fitness journey. Well, it's more of my health and weight loss journey because I am on one. Some makeup content, some skincare content of just me. I'm also planning on doing some gaming content. I'm considering doing Twitch, but I still need to figure it out on the laptop because I know it's possible, I just can't figure it out at the moment because I don't know if technology hates me or if I'm just dumb as fuck. It could be both. So hit that subscribe button, follow me on my social media, which is all down below in the description, and check out some more videos on my channel. There's some old ones, do not recommend those unless you want to cringe at 2018, 2019 Carla, who used to play Quidditch in the UK. I'm not going to delete a video off my channel because it's a journey and you have to recognize where you came from, and I want to be honest with all of y'all, as genuine as it could be. All in all, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.